Today we are going to examine the importance of wearing protective gear while riding a motorcycle. Wearing safety gear is worth your time, and we would like to show you why.
First, we want to tell you what types of protective gear you can wear. You should wear helmets, gloves, long sleeve shirts, leather jackets, jeans, and boots. Each one of these may seem unnecessary, but they can save your life.
When riding a motorcycle, you should not wear flip-flops, tank tops, and shorts. These items do not provide protection for your body.
Here's an example of why you should ride with the appropriate attire.
Some good lunch.
Yeah, a little chilly for a ride today, though.
Yeah, we should not ride the cycle.
Probably not.
Hurry up, man. Come on. Dude, I'm filling my gear. Maybe you should too. It's a short ride. I'll be fine. Well, if you get in an accident, don't come crying to me.
Can you call an ambulance for us?
On it!
Hey, how are you?
I'm in pain. I have a lot of road rash. Might have some broken bones and I have a concussion.
You gonna need surgery?
I hope not. I just got done with x-rays. The doctor should be in soon.
Hi, Weston. How are you?
I have a headache. My right arm and chest hurt as well.
I'm sorry to hear that. Here's your x-rays. Hopefully I can get you some pain medication to help you with that pain you're having. But first, I'd like to know why you weren't wearing any protective gear.
I'd never been in an accident before, so I didn't think I'd need to wear anything for such a short ride. I didn't realize how much it could actually protect my body. I didn't think that this could happen to me.
Well, it can happen to anyone, so you always need to wear your protective gear, even if it's just a short ride.
I have definitely learned my lesson and will always wear my protective gear from now on. Also, have you looked at my x-rays yet?
Yeah, I have. This one shows that you have a spiral fracture on your right radius. This means that the outside bone of your right arm was twisted when you landed on the ground. Right here. You can see here on the x-ray the diagonal break in your bone. This will take quite some time to heal.
And how long will that be?
A fracture takes about 4 to 6 weeks to heal, so you need to have a cast on your arm until it heals. Your chest x-ray also shows that you have broken your right T4 and T5 ribs. There's nothing to treat your broken ribs besides pain medication. After 4 weeks, you can take another set of x-rays to assess the progress of your broken bones.
There are 4 simple steps your body takes to repair a bone fracture.
Since blood vessels are torn when a bone breaks, a hematoma will first form around the fracture site. Soon after, the surrounding tissue becomes swollen as bone cells start to die because of a lack of nourishment.
Second, soft granulation tissue, also known as a callus, begins to form. Phagocytic cells start to enter the hematoma to clean up the bone debris. As that happens, fibroblast, cartilage, and osteogenic cells start to reconstruct the bone. Collagen fibers are formed and connect the broken bone ends. This leads to the formation of spongy bone, or spongy tissue, which calcifies soon after and is called the fibrocartilaginous callus.
Third, the fibrocartilaginous callus forms into a hard callus of spongy bone. This stage typically takes around 2 months to complete.
Lastly, bone remodeling begins. Excess material on the diaphysis exterior of the bone and within the medullary cavity is removed. In its place, compact bone reconstructs the shaft walls. Once the compact bone fully restructures the shaft walls, the fracture is completely healed. Do you have any questions?
Well, what about his head pain?
Well, we have determined that he has a mild concussion. Weston needs to stay away from brightly lit areas and very loud places. If he needs to, he can wear sunglasses and earplugs to help his heightened light and sound sensitivity, and he should start to feel better in about a week.
A concussion is a type of brain injury caused by hitting your head or sudden jolts. The brain floats in cerebral spinal fluid. This helps reduce the brain weight by 97%, but the cerebral spinal fluid also helps protect the brain from daily movements and jolts. Around the brain, there are also 3 different membranes that help protect the brain.
The dura mater is the outermost layer, and it is 2 layers of connective tissue. The arachnoid mater is the middle layer and is described as a thin brain cover. The pia mater is made of a delicate connective tissue and has lots of tiny blood vessels.
In Weston's case, the membrane and fluid in his skull were not strong enough to protect his brain upon impact. As his head hit the ground, his brain bounced off of his skull and possibly twisted, damaging brain cells.
Will I have any scars from my scrapes?
No, you shouldn't have any scars. They aren't deep enough to damage the underlying skin layers.
Weston's scrapes should not scar because they are only on the surface of the skin. Since they are merely scrapes and not deep cuts, there will not be a large amount of fibrosis replacing the lost tissue. If his scrapes were deeper, the fibrosis tissue would more likely be seen since they would fill in a larger amount of skin.
A scar forms when the deep layer of the skin, which is the dermis, is damaged. When this damage happens, the body will produce new collagen fibers to replace the skin that is damaged. The scar that is produced will have a different texture and color than the normal skin. The scar can also be raised, or it can be a depression on the skin.
When a cut that is deep enough to leave a scar, the blood vessels will become permeable and allow clotting proteins and other plasma proteins to get into the injured areas. As the skin prepares to restore the blood supply, the clot is replaced by granulation tissue. Then a completely regenerated epithelium will regenerate, leaving a scar.
Go.
We gotta stop riding in November, man.
Yeah,
It's
we need
cold.
to learn when it's not cold to ride.
Yeah. We'll get there someday. Glad to see the safety gear this time.
Yeah, I made sure I wore this time.
Yep. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.